What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a video. It's gonna be about the 5 guns that I think would be the best for a doomsday scenario type of thing, like the Book of Eli. In the world, the guns you have whenever it happens, pretty much what you're stuck with. If you had time to plan, 5 guns that you would take. Alright, now before I get started, there's a lot of guns that might get a lot of people's panties in a bunch. These are my picks. I think they are the best choices overall, but there are a lot of choices that are just as good, and everything like that. There's a lot of stuff you can substitute for it. I'm gonna show pictures of the guns because I have some of these guns. Sometimes I got different versions, but I want to just show the actual versions instead of guns that I have myself. But these are the ones I would pick if someone asked me, or if I had, seen it coming and just picked it out. Alright, first of all, Mossberg 500 or 590, they're pretty much the same except for small differences. That's my favorite pump shotgun. I like just mainly because it's very reliable. It's tried and tested. I've owned one. I own one, and I like the controls. That's why I choose it over the 870. And the 870 is just as good of a gun. Just depends on your preferences. But the Mossberg 500 is what I like. Now, any of these guns that I'm gonna say are better off if you get them in a stainless steel or corrosion resistant finish, because you're also not going to have any lubrication and stuff like that probably to keep your gun safe in the rain. And if you do have it, unless you got an amazing stockpile of it, you're going to run out eventually, and a gun is no good if it's rusted shut. So you're better off getting with a Mossberg a marine coat or something like that, or with pistols or anything that you can get this on, a stainless steel version. And one of the reasons why the Mossberg is a good thing to have in one of your 5 is they're very reliable and they're tough guns to beat up. They can do everything from hunt large and small games to very great for self-defense and protection, even for moderate long distances with a slug. So that's why that's good. Now, also, there's tons of good pump shotguns. So, if you got a good pump, it'll work. Alright, second gun is going to be a Ruger 1022. Preferably, stainless, just because your corrosion resistance, everything like that. Now, the Ruger, there's a lot of good 22s out there. There's Marlin Model 60s and everything like that. I've shot quite a few of them. But for semi-automatics, you could also do good with a good bolt action 22. But 22 will make pretty good, especially if you have those BCX mags. 10 rounds of 22, even with the smaller ones, 10 rounds of 22 will screw someone up really bad. But ammo is the main reason for the 22. You can carry 20 times more ammo with 22 than any other caliber. And it'd be cheaper for you to stock up on. You have a better chance if you have a 22 and stock up on all your ammos that you're going to have more of it. It's also good for small games. It's quieter. Suppressors are alright, but they're going to get really dirty. So, unless you have a certain kind of suppressor it's easy to take apart and clean, that'd be something to look at. But just 20 and Ruger 1022s are. It's hard for anyone to make an argument saying that a 22 is better than the Rugers. Their 22s are just some of the best, if not the best. They're good guns. Another gun, a Glock 17. Okay, the reason why I say Glock 17 because for the 9mm, it's cheaper, and just like the 22, you're going to be able to find more ammo because it's also one of the most popular rounds. You're going to be able, law enforcement uses it, military. NATO, you know, if other countries are over in America. Um, I think that is what you're just gonna, and you know, because stores are gonna be looted, you're gonna have a better chance with that with the ammo. 22 is better than having no bullets. And also the reason why I actually picked the Glock version of all that is it's an extremely simple weapon. It's reliable. I mean, all these guns need to be tested first if you got time. If this was to happen, to be reliability, you know, something you've already tested, because you can find lemons of any guns, but also the Glock is going to run drier than some guns that may require more lube. It's just a good, it's like the AK of pistols, I like to think it. It's accurate, and it holds a lot of rounds. You can get the 33 round magazines, which will work good. Plus magazines and parts is something if you find other Glocks around, because Glock is one of the most popular pistols in the world. So you got a better chance with that gun than other ones. There's a lot of other good guns, you know, XDs and you know, SIGs. There's tons of guns. I'm not going to go into them, but there's other guns that are good and reliable. But if I had to choose just one, this would probably be it. Alright. For another gun, number 4, I'm going to choose an AK. Now this is probably going to be one of the ones that's really going to set people over the edge. The reason why I choose AK-47, if you look at my videos, I got an M16, a Stag Arms. I love it. There's a Stag logo I got with it when I bought the gun on my desk. I love my AR-15s, M4 carbines, you know, that type of rifle. They're very accurate. But see, here's the thing. In a doomsday scenario, you're not going to have oil. Okay? AR-15s are very reliable, but they need to keep a certain amount of cleanness. And if you fire, you know, 6 months of not having any oil to put on your gun is really going to be hard on your AR-15, and most of them I wouldn't say would be working properly. Even though you can scratch them off, it's harder on AR-15. So AK-47, I've seen people torture test the hell out of these guns. This is one of the few guns that I would say you can run dirty as hell. People pour sand, take the dust covers off, pour sand in them, and they run with sand filled up inside them. I mean, for a semi-automatic, I think the AK-47 is probably the most reliable of any gun, semi-auto. And its accuracy is not bad. Most people could, you know, easily hit center mass 200-300 yards away with the AK-47. And if it's even further than that, you know, you can hide, or they're probably not going to see you. It's going to have a hard time for them to shoot you with anything, really. Most people. Now, you could probably run from it. Now, and also there's optics you could put on your AK-47 and even stretch it out further. Okay? Now, for type of AK-47, I'm going to pick Arsenal SGL-21. Or, you know, you can also go with an SGL-31. That's the 5. Let's see. What's it called? 545 model. 545 I-39. That's another good one, but I would choose the bigger caliber. Just my favorite, my personal preference. It's easier to find that ammo for one, and magazines. AK-47s are just tough, but the reason why I choose Arsenal is a lot of guns, you know, you hear this gun has this problem, this gun's got that. Arsenal's got a great track record. They're brand new guns through and through, all serial numbers matches. Now, I like my Wasser 10, but, you know, you might not get so lucky to have such a good gun if you get a parts kit, like a lot of the other ones. So you know what you're getting when you're getting an Arsenal. Now, like anything, you can get a lemon, but I think you got a better shot with Arsenal. Great high quality guns. A little bit more expensive, but they're worth it. Like I said, there's plenty of other good choices out there, but unless, you know, most of them's used from other people. Some they might be taken care of, they might not. You can get a Polytech that's had 200,000 rounds through it just because it's Polytech. You know, it's probably worn out from hell by then. So a brand new Arsenal everything fresh is probably the way you would want to go. Alright, and lastly is a Remington 700 with a Leupold scope. That's my choice of Leupold scopes. I've had good lucks. I've seen them beat around and drop from trees. My brother's had one for probably 25 years plus, and he's dropped it numerous times. It's never lost a zero. They're just tough ass guns. He's hit it on, dropped it from trees, and I've seen it bounce from limb to limb. Leupold are great rifles. The Remington 700 is another good rifle. It's hard for anyone to come up with a reason why the Remington's such a bad gun. There's plenty of other rifles that's probably just as good, but it's just my personal preference. I think it's a good all-around rifle. You can get the can't talk right now, SPS version, and it's for about $500. That's a bargain. It's got the, everything's the same on it except for the stock, and maybe the finish is a little, is a little less as extensive as the BDLs or CDLs. I even called Remington to ask that because I'm thinking about purchasing an SPS. Now I have an old Winchester Model 70 myself, 30-06. They would work just as fine as well. But I think Remington 700 would be a good way to go. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, if you want to do your own video, maybe showing your guns that you would pick, or maybe 5 guns that you have yourself that you would take, that's cool. You can go ahead and post that. Thanks guys.